Hey y'all, it's Michael, and for today's video, I thought I would give you my very loose plan of what I plan to read in December. As the current filming of this right now, it's actually November, we're in like deep into Thanksgiving week, which these past few days. So enough of that. As the current filming right now, I am finishing up The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. This edition is translated by Robert Buss. I'm gonna finish this, y'all. I'm at the last stretch, and it's so close. But I'm not gonna count this for December, but letting y'all know that I will finish this. I'm also thinking this is gonna be a looser type of reading month. Not only because it's like the holidays, which is always there's so much going on. But in January, I don't know if I talked about this, but in January, my family and I were going to oh my God, this dog. We're going to the Philippines for 2.5 weeks. It's gonna be so much fun. I haven't been in the Philippines for years. I think it's been like nearly a decade since the last time I went. Yeah, so there's that. It's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be Mayel's first time going, so that's gonna be really exciting. I'm sure I'm not gonna finish in November in time because it's been so hectic these past few days. And that's Becoming Dr. Seuss, Theodore Giselle, and the Making of an American Imagination by Brian J. Jones. I talk about this in my nonfiction November, but as the current filming right now, I'm like a little bit over halfway through it. So I'm just gonna finish this in December, but I'm liking it. So there's that. There is going to be a video review of this book and the other book that I'm going to show you. So check that out whenever it comes out to hear my thoughts. So this is about Dr. Seuss, the author. I have so many thoughts about this because it's like about an author I don't really know about, and learning about him is really interesting. The other book from that TBR that I will continue in December, because I'm not going to finish these in November in time, and that's The Last Boat Out of Shanghai, the epic story of the Chinese who fled Mao's revolution by Helen Zia. This is going to be a chunker. The font is pretty big. This is about the migration of several people. It looks like it's, like I mentioned in my nonfiction November TBR, it looks like it follows 4 people and they're migrating from China. That's all I know about it. And the other book that I mentioned in that nonfiction November that it was a possibility, but I think I'm gonna get to it, is Formation, a woman's memoir of stepping out of line by Ryan Lee Dosty. This is a memoir about Dosty's time in the army. And I think the reason why because like the pace of these 3, I think will be much faster, because I don't know when the video will be uploaded, because I don't know how these videos are going to be uploaded. So there's that. But I felt as though the book that really slowed me down was my first book that I read from that TBR, which is No Visible Bruises. That book really slowed down the pacing for me, and you'll see why in that video. But yeah, so there's that. But I feel as though these 3 books will be much faster in that regard. There's essentially 2 books that I will start, essentially I haven't talked about. Okay, so the first one. So currently the filming of this right now, there is the one readathon to rule them all going on right now. So they decided that this readathon will be at the end of November, which I didn't realize when I was like, oh, that'd be like a fun readathon to join. And I was like, wait, that's the week of Thanksgiving, which yeah, so I was like, wow. So this is the book I chose. It's The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This is a book I have been wanting to read for years, and I feel as though like I should probably read it now, if anything. And I don't think I'm going to finish this in time for the readathon, just because there's so much going on right now, with Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Mondays coming up. Oh my God, it's wild, y'all. It's wild. So I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in time for the readathon, but I do want to finish it in time of December. And these books, also, I want to explain this too, I guess, because it'll explain why I'm choosing these huge ass books. The next book is pretty big too. The reason why I think I'm going to be able to have more reading time in December is because my mom and aunt is going to be going ahead of time to the Philippines before we get there. So I feel as though there will be a huge blanket of the month where I won't have to babysit. So it's going to be awesome. So that's basically more reading time. Now I don't know how my reading is going to be in January. Definitely loose. I don't know how I'm going to be able to read on vacation. But yeah, so there's that. This book has been going around BookTube for years, and I feel as though it's finally time for me to read it. The last book that is on my TBR now, this is a book, because a few months ago I tried to finish Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and I just, life, other books got in the way, and I just never got around to finishing it. And I got through a huge chunk of that. I think 2020 I should probably finish it and just restart all over again, because it was great. But I chose a shorter book, because that book is huge. And I chose a shorter book, but it's equally as big, and that's The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Okay, and this edition is translated by my favorites, Richard Pevier and Larissa Volokonsky. They're the ones that translated that Anna Karenina edition, and they're also the ones that translated The Cat and the Margarita, which I love. I just love their translations. It's so readable, but also of its time, and it's so great because like even all the notes and whatnot, it always helps me put in perspective. Like they give so many great notes. I keep going back and forth. I love that. I just really love their translation. They're translators that I trust. So I would like pick up their. I need to see what other editions of Russian literature that they translated, because I just really love their translation. Bullet, stop. Okay, so yeah, okay, there's a lot going on. There's two dogs, there's people walking around. There's a lot going on right now. And my camera is overheating. So yeah, there's that. So that's my loose plan. It might change, but most likely, it probably won't. This is like officially the start of Vlogmas. There's so much going on. I always question myself, like, why do I choose to do Vlogmas all the time, knowing good and well that I have so much going on, especially in December, especially with work too. It has this creativity like spark that really sets off the rest of the year, because after Vlogmas I take a little break and I'm just so like creatively rejuvenated that it just makes me like want to create. This actually should be up before we do the video, the live show for the Count of Monte Cristo. I don't know how the scheduling and what's going to happen, but check that out. It's going to be under Dee Dee's Brown Girl Reading channel, so check that out whenever that happens. So yes, if you read any of those books, let me know. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next Vlogmas video. Bye.